Yo, good morning. Yep, good morning. How y'all doing? Freedom March, freedom family, freedom lovers, freedom fighters. It's your boy Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, aka Snapzilla Gorilla, aka Tyrant's Bane. All that good shit. All that good shit. Welcome to Freedom's March, where every day we march one step toward freedom. And we will get there. We will get there. The question is it going to be a forced march? Is it going to be a regular march? What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta double time. Sometimes you gotta double time. In full battle rattle in a 45-pound pack. You understand what I'm talking about? And today, what I want to discuss, it's important for achieving that, man. We have to wrap our mind around something. We have to wrap our mind around something. And the thing we have to wrap our mind around is that government is destruction. All right? The definition of government should be destruction. It should be destruction. It should be consumption. Right? It should be consumption, destruction. It should be just every bad shun you can think of. That's what government is. That's what government is. And the murder of Sonya Massey further demonstrates that. Why? Well, because a state soldier, a road pirate, went into a woman's home, calling himself doing a wellness check or a psychological check. Just decided that he was going to go into her house. That was violation number one. You see, government gives these road pirates, these state soldiers, it gives them the carte blanche to do what they want. It gives them the idea that they have the ultimate authority over your life. And if they want to go in your house to see what the hell's going on, they feel like they should be able to do that. Now, Sonya Massey did not necessarily resist the idea of him going into her home, because I saw the video. And it may have appeared that something was going on with her mentally or emotionally. But that does not give this pig the right to do what he did. This woman was no threat at any point in time. If you are a grown-ass man with body armor and a pistol, and you are in fear of a pot of boiling water more than 10 feet from your person, if you are afraid of a woman with a pot of boiling water who says she rebukes you in the name of Jesus, if you feel threatened by that, you have no business being in a uniform. No business at all. And I want y'all to understand that this pig, this piece of shit, had already had issues with multiple other law enforcement agencies before he worked for this agency that decided to give him a badge anyway. How many times does a piece of shit have to demonstrate that they're pieces of shit before you flush them down the toilet? What you end up with is fucking pink eye if you continue to deal with this piece of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Conjunctivitis out the ass is what you're dealing with. So now this Sonya Massey, this young lady, has been murdered. Murdered by this pig because she was holding a pot of water and said, "I rebuke in the name of Jesus." He felt like his life was threatened. No, I don't believe he did. I think he wanted to kill a nigger that day. He wanted to kill a nigger and wanted to have, and he had the perfect opportunity and he had the perfect excuse in his mind. But unfortunately for his bitch ass, he was fired and charged with murder. Why? Because he murdered someone. A man who had demonstrated, who has a history of violence. a history of violence that this department decided to hire anyway and put out on the streets. Yes, this police department, this terrorist organization, hired a terrorist and put the terrorist out on the street to terrorize motherfuckers. Well, now they have no choice but to charge them with murder and fire them, right? Understand the problem that we have with policing today, right? The problem we have with policing today is that the state runs the police. And that's a problem. Why? Because there is no incentive to do better. There's no incentive to improve because why? There is no competition. There's no competition. Police departments, like say here, in the city I live, they have a sheriff's department. Well, there is no competing department for the business. They have no one competing against them for my business and the people and the business of the people within my community. So when they have a monopoly on force and enforcement, they have no incentive to improve. They have no incentive to deal with people as they should deal with them, with respect, with dignity, right? First and foremost, everybody you encounter as a police officer, you should not treat as a threat unless they demonstrate themselves to be a threat. But if it's a woman who might seem a little off in the brain and she's a woman and she has on house clothes and a muumuu and she just, I mean, why is that woman a threat? Here's a perfect example of the problem with policing in America. This fool, the clown shoe officer Tatum, what's going on? What had happened? Can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Damn it. Put a 1 in the chat. Am I good now? Can y'all see me and hear me? Give me a minute. I gotta go. My bad, y'all. I gotta go get some stuff. You can't see me? All right, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Can y'all see yet? Y'all see me? My bad, y'all. Anyway, great. So, like I was saying, government ain't shit, right? We all know that. Especially those that support this channel and all that good stuff. We know government ain't nothing but destruction and chaos. They sow chaos, they sow destruction, they sow division, they sow all kind of negative shit, right? Any good one might feel the government does, they have to destroy something, right? And you guys always hear me talk about how the government can't produce anything without taking from something else, right? And taking from something, well, no one can produce anything out of thin air, right? So everybody has to use something to produce something else, right? In order for you to perform exercise, you need energy. You got to get energy from somewhere, so you consume food, right? So everybody, yes, everybody that does something has to get something from something else, right? But the way the government does it, it doesn't put back into anything. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it doesn't produce anything. The government extracts without producing. We as regular human beings, we as free individuals, when we extract something, we produce something from it that puts back into the system. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say if you're a farmer, let's say you're a regenerative farmer, particularly. If you're a regenerative farmer, yes, you're going to take from the land, but you're always putting back into the land with how you do the farming, right? That's how it works. But what government does is it goes to that farmer, right? It takes from that farmer and doesn't give anything back to the farmer. It gives them the illusion that, oh, well, we're going to protect you with these law enforcement agents, with these law enforcers. So we're going to use our law. We're here to protect you with our law enforcers. But in order for us to protect you with these law enforcers, well, we have to take from you. We have to take your hard-earned wealth in order to put law enforcers out on the street to protect you, when all you got to do is protect yourself, right? But you don't have a choice. We're going to take from you. We're not going to give you a choice, and you're going to deal with whatever enforcers we put in front of you. So you don't have a choice with who you get to protect you. No. We decide all that. And, one day, if you need law enforcement to come do something for you, hell, we might kill you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. The law enforcers that we use for your so-called protection might end up killing you if you call them for your own protection. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened with Sonya Massey, because she is the one who called these pigs. She called these pigs. Pigs ended up killing her. She thought somebody was rooting around in her house. She thought somebody was sneaking around her house. So she called the police. And when they show up and there's no one there, there's no threat to her, there's no prowler or anything like that. What did they decide? Instead of leaving her the fuck alone, right? Instead of saying, everything's good out here, ma'am, you can enjoy your day. No. Instead of doing that, they feel like she might have a mental issue. Oh, we got to come in your house. And then she cracks wise about rebuking him in the name of Jesus, and he kills her. You understand what I'm saying? And why do these pigs feel comfortable doing shit like that? It's because they know that you have no choice but to deal with them. They know that it's not up to you to get rid of their asses. You see, if it were like it should be, the whole department could be dismissed by the people if they get out of pocket. And with that knowledge would encourage a private police force to do the right things and to be more courteous, to be more careful. If they call you out for because they think somebody's prowling on your property, they're prowling on their property, you're not going to address her like she's the fucking prowler herself. No, you're going to say, you know what, we did a thorough check. Thank you for using our business. You know, blah, blah, blah. Let us know if there's anything else we can do, and complete the survey. You're going to get a survey via email in about 20 minutes. And if I did anything right, please give me a good review. That's how a private police force that's hired by the people for the people and are dictated to by the people would address the people. You understand what I'm saying? But no, the government bureaucrats give these people the power to run around like big shit and think they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And that's the problem. Let me read a couple of y'all comments before I get out of here. Sunshine says, yes, my dad was unalived by the same officer he was trying to meet up with. I'm sorry to hear that, Sunshine. That's crazy. That same officer tried to kill you? Wow. Wow. See, that wouldn't happen if we had a private police force. If we had private police forces instead of these public police forces, things like that would not happen. Things like that would not happen. Most cops barely have high school diploma, rare to get a psychological reevaluation, and no accountability. Because what's the incentive to do psychological evaluation for your officers? There's no incentive because the public doesn't dictate who becomes public police officers. The people do not dictate which police force patrols in their neighborhood. Jay with Open Eyes says it's completely backwards. The officers should be held to a higher standard, but instead the civilian is the one while the cops have protection. Yeah, it's crazy. So, oh yeah, what I was saying about the Officer Tatum. I didn't watch this idiotic video. I knew he was going to justify the shooting because he's just a bad shining clown shoe. No, what I was going to talk about was how the Officer Tatum this was years ago. This was back in it was 2020 during the pandemic. And I actually did a video on it, but he talked about how he had to understand as a police officer, if a 90-year-old woman calls you out because she thinks somebody's trying to burglarize her home, he might have to kill that 90-year-old woman. That's what he said. He said that. And that was around this time last year. Not last year. This time 4 years ago, he said that silly shit. He said, as a police officer, yeah, of course I'm buffering. It had to connect to the Wi-Fi at the house. So that's what the officer take. This is the mentality that all police officers have. That if you call them out to your house to investigate a burglary, a potential burglary, they might have to kill you. They might have to kill you if you call them out to your house to utilize their services. This is the mentality they have because they understand they don't answer to you. They answer to the bureaucrats. They answer to the police chiefs. They answer to the sheriffs. They answer to the council people. But these people don't represent you. The Supreme Court said that they have no duty to serve and protect the people. And that's just what it is, y'all. But anyway, let me get out of here. I've been fasting for going on 18, 16 hours, and I need to give me some food in my belly. Anyway, never seen a cop story that Tatum don't, of course. Anyway, much love, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.